Hello, everybody. Troop. Welcome back. How are you guys? Okay, so I am driving right now. Well, actually, I'm starting to drive and just leaving my home because I have to go and pick up a bunch of like Christmas stuff. I know, like I just have to do it right now because I'm gonna be super busy next week and I am not gonna have time to do a bunch of things. I'm not decorating fully yet. I'm just gonna do this, right? And because I have kind of like a drive, right, all the way till my storage place, I was like, let's do a little video, right? How are you guys? So today is going to be a full-on Bravo story time, so get ready for that because you guys asked me a bunch of questions and I was like, I think you guys really want to know, about BravoCon and Bravo celebrities and some other little teas here and there. So I was like, let's just do that, and that's what I'm gonna do. Sorry guys, I'm a little bit everywhere. So if you are new here, welcome to the BEVERLY troop, where I spill the tea every single time that I can. And make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Look guys, and if you are visiting me from my old YouTube channel, welcome home. This is going to be your new home. Actually, if you think that I am having a little bit of like low energy, no, it's not only because it's Sunday and you are super tired from the whole week. It's because like I have been dealing with some stuff related to my YouTube channel. It has been a journey, right? I want to start with that. It has been a situation where I have been fighting with YouTube literally to get my channel back after it was incredibly unfairly demonetized and shadow banned and all of that shit, and I'm still fighting. It's just like I don't know like what is going to happen. First they say, oh, don't worry, in October 24 everything is going to be fine. Then it was November 14, then it was November 21st, and then in November 21st I talked to them again and they're like, oh, you have to wait until December 12th. I'm like, it has been over 4 months, and even more, because actually my channel was demonetized on July, so it's going to be 6 months, with no reason whatsoever of why are you doing this to me, right? But like I'm trying to see everything like in a more positive note. I'm still like, I'm rebranding, I'm doing this new channel, I'm trying to put all my efforts out there, right? But sometimes it just it gets the best of you, right? But it is what it is. I'm never gonna stop. I'm gonna try to fight until the very, very, very end, and we'll see where like life takes us, right? For now, I'm putting all of my energy on this channel, so it's very important for me that you subscribe if you are new here, that if you are already subscribed, just watch, double watch, triple watch every one of my videos, not only this one, but just go into my main page and like watch whatever video that you have not watched before, because all of that will help me to hopefully soon be able to monetize this channel, right? And that's pretty much where I am with that. That I like to keep everything real with you. I like to tell you what is going on, because that's basically life and that's what we do. On the other hand, I'm actually very grateful to you guys, because our toy drive that I'm doing with my husband is doing amazing. The link is on the description below, and it has been on the description of all of my videos. We every single year we do our annual toy drive, right? And this year we are looking to break our record from last year. Last year we were able to collect 286 toys. And you guys' response has been so amazing. We are already receiving all of your amazing donations. There are no small donations. That's why on the list, on the wish list, you will find all kind of toys from like $4 to like $300. You know, like whatever you can give, it's fine. You know, I just like to put like a variety, you know, of options for absolutely everyone. There is no wrong donation, you know. And if for some reason you cannot donate, another amazing thing that you can do is just take that wish list and, you know, send it to like other people, you know, so maybe other people can donate, you know. The whole idea is just to bring a little bit of happiness to kids in need, you know. We are gonna be working with the Children's Hospital. We're gonna be working with the two same charities that we worked last year, which was for kids that are victims of violent, you know, homes, and also kids that, you know, have no family. The whole idea is just to bring a smile to these kids, you know. The whole idea is just to make them be okay, you know. Or, you know, one of the charities, for example, they create this like room, almost like a toy store, with all of the donations that they get from everyone, right? So moms who doesn't have the means to like buy gift for their kids, they just go there and literally almost like shopping, like whatever they need, you know, for their kids. And like watching these kids being so happy, you know, and smiling and going through whatever they're going through, but having just that little bit of happiness in their lives is one of the most amazing things, right? So I want to thank you, every single one of you guys. If you have not donated, you still have time. The list will be online until December 5th, and it's going to be right there. And if you already donate, thank you so much. You guys are amazing. All right, guys, now let's talk about the tea, because I know, you know, you must be like, girl, it has been 7 minutes in, I'm just here for the tea. I'm still gonna give you the tea. Don't worry, we are getting there. So as you know, last weekend was BravoCon in Las Vegas, and there was so many shit going on, right? I already did my like recap of every day of BravoCon. Go and watch it. You know, it's 3 videos, and I go through like everything that happened every day with exclusive footage from every day that I personally took, right? So that was very fun, right? But you guys sent me a bunch of questions. I did a little Q&A, you know, on Instagram, and which, by the way, I did a little rebrand, you know, when it comes to Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, or X. Now you will find me as Bravo by the Real Andy. Okay, Bravo by the Real Andy. But anyways, I did it because my last name, even though I love it, is very complicated. So, especially to spell. So a lot of people were like, I can find you. And I was like, oh, okay, you know. So now it's gonna be Bravo by the Real Andy. So anyways, I did a little Q&A, you know, so for you guys to send me questions, and a lot of the questions were related to like how BravoCon was in itself, like the experience of BravoCon, because let's be honest, going to the BravoCon is not cheap, okay? This year, general admission was literally like almost $700 for the 3 days. And if you want to get VIP, was anything between $1,400 and $1,500, right? And the question is it worth it, right? Like, is it worth it to spend all that money and time, you know, and you have to add, you know, a flight and hotels and food and everything, right? Look, I'm gonna keep it very real with you before we go into like the little things. I believe that if you're gonna go to BravoCon, you need to be prepared to be a fan, okay? If you only like one or two shows, why are you gonna go to BravoCon? You know, like, if you have no idea who these people are, like, why are you gonna go to BravoCon? Like, what's the point of that, right? So, or unless you are able to buy like a 1 day ticket, which still is like $200-300, right? If you only want to watch one panel, if you're only a fan of like the Real House of Beverly Hills, right? So unless you are ready to be a fan, you know, and to just go there and enjoy and give yourself your all, then don't do it, you know, because it is a lot of time, a lot of energy. If you really want to enjoy BravoCon, you have to be there from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. every single day. Then it comes Watch What Happens Live, which in itself is between $300 and $600 each ticket, you know. And then, you know, maybe some after parties if you have, you know, the ability to get invited to any of those. So you have to be prepared that if your life is Bravo, then this is your call. This is your moment, right? This is the easiest way to actually see your favorite Bravo celebrity, especially if you are in a city where it's like really, really hard to actually see any of them, because you will see a Bravo celebrity. Even if you are in general admission, you will see a Bravo celebrity, you know. You will find them walking around, you know, taking pictures with people, and that's the whole idea. Now let's go to some of the experience in itself. Look, I believe that this year, and I'm gonna be very honest, because I had a great time, but I have also like a special privilege because I know a lot of these people. So I'm trying to see it from the regular person who is, you know, coming from Arkansas or wherever, right? Like how will you go through this experience, right? If I compare, I think there was a lacking of some things this year, right? I believe that, you know, last time, like, which it was 2 years ago, there was a little bit more things. I don't know how to explain it, right? Yes, there was a lot of panels, but last year, for example, the Bravo Bazaar, which is in the middle of BravoCon, and all of the Bravo celebrities, like, who sell stuff, products or whatever, put their little booths, right? Like, last year was like full, and this year it felt a little emptier, right? And this is not only said by me. I actually hear this comment many times during BravoCon, you know. People were saying like it feels like no one is selling anything, which is very weird because almost every Bravo celebrity is trying to, you know, sell something, right? So why it felt like no one is in there. Now the thing about the Bravo Bazaar is that if you didn't pay for a photo op, right, or the VIP, is the easiest way to actually see your favorite Bravo celebrity right there on close. And if you are lucky enough to get into the lines, then you will even take a picture with them for free, right? So last year it was huge. There were so many, you know, and a lot of people were enjoying that. And this year I felt like there were not that many. There was some that was incredibly successful. In fact, and this is not only said by me, but like other people like Andy Cohen, and I actually saw it. The most popular booth, you know, were Kathy Hilton's, Lisa Barlow, and Sutton Stracke, surprisingly, yes, and Teresa Giudice. You know, people went crazy every single time that any of them were in their respective booth, right? Everyone was like going like insane. And there were other ones, you know, who were, I mean, the usual normal, right? Like Erin Litchie or Katie Ginella actually had a very good attendance. We have Whitney Rose also had one. You know, I think there was one with like Gertie and Larsa. You know, there was like several that which were a little bit. But my point is that last time, 2 years ago, it felt like there were way more, right? Which make it more exciting because you will get to see more Bravo celebrities. Also, last time I do remember watching more Bravo celebrities walking around, even though they have, you know, security and bodyguards and all of that. You will see more Bravo celebrities going around than this year. You know, this year it felt a little bit emptier. I only, like, walking around, I only saw like a couple of them here and there, right? Which was also like very telling. You know, it was very like, oh, okay, like what is going on over here? The food. They have a kind of like a variety, you know, which you have like this year they have like tacos and Mediterranean and burgers and hot dogs and you know, and like a convenient sandwich place, you know, which you could just go in and take a sandwich and a drink and just pay. But it is expensive as fuck, guys. It is extremely expensive, and that's one of the things that I'm like, I get it, you're trying to make money from the food, but girl, you know, how is possible that a burger was $20, just the burger, right? $20, and a drink, they were charging me like $6-7 for the drink. That's already like $27. Then I go to pay, and that's like, when you see the menu, those are the prices. Then I go to pay, and I am getting charged $36. And I'm like, 36? Why? Like, what the fuck? Why 36? And she's like, oh yeah, it's just like special taxes, you know, and services included there, and this and there. And I'm like, what? So you're telling me that you are gonna make me pay almost $40 for a regular burger, which has nothing other than bread, a patty, and some veggies, you know, and a soda, which is not even Coke, because they didn't have Coke, and I have to pay almost $40 for that? Like, what the F, you know? One of my friends, she paid $42 for one of the sandwiches. Cold ass sandwiches, like the ones that you buy at the airport. I was like, whoa, you know? I feel like I like, sometimes I just don't understand, you know, the behind of like these things. Like, why would you do this to the people who are already paying so much for this, and take it advantage of everyone like this? It was insanely, honestly. What I'm trying to go, look, I'm gonna go with the negatives first, you know, and then we go to the positive, because it's not like it was everything was bad, but like this is kind of like what it comes to my mind, right? The VIPs, guys, which is one of the big things. The VIPs go very sold out very fast. And I was like, okay, like, what is the VIP experience, right? The only extra that you get as a VIP is, well, the fact that you can sit closer at the panels, you know, so you can be like closer. And sometimes it's worth it, you know, especially like Salt Lake City, Beverly Hills, you know, Vanderpump Rules, they get very full, like incredibly full, and sometimes you're like super far. So okay, that will maybe will be kind of cool. And also, one of the perks of the VIP ticket is that you get the VIP lounge. The VIP lounge is a special lounge where, you know, you go there, you chill, and it's supposed to be very cool because it has food included and drinks included. Last time we were having the time of our lives, you know, like there was food all the time, you can get drinks all the time, you know. There were people who literally will not leave the VIP lounge for the panels. They will just stay over there the whole time, because at the VIP lounge you will get Bravo celebrities coming in and randomly just chill and talk to you and being happy, you know, and you can like take pictures with them and like the whole thing. So it was actually kind of like very cool, right? Well, this year a lot of people, and I'm telling you, a lot of people were complaining from the VIPs because they felt like they were not like Bravo celebrities were not really like being around. Sorry guys, I'm trying to put some light on me. Yeah, very, you know, using my car. Anyways, people were like, you know, I'm not getting anything. Bravo celebrities were not hanging out as much as they were supposed to be in there. And then again, there was the food, which was supposed to be, you know, all the time. They were getting no food almost ever. And then when people ask, like, you know, the servers or whatever they have over there, they were saying that they were only taking 60, let's say, sandwiches. 60 sandwiches, not even per hour, but randomly, at random hours of the day, without letting you know. And whoever got, you know, food, that was it. And I'm like, you just pay $1,500 for these and you are not gonna even give me like a free sandwich? You know what I mean? So a lot of people were very upset, guys. A lot of people were very like why are we paying so much? You know, why are they taking everything away? So they increased the prices from last time and we are getting less than last time. So a lot of people were very angry about that, you know. There was almost no help, you know, from the people that were, you know, part of the staff most of the time. And I think, well, you know, I think that was kind of like shitty, right? So I get like this, again, I'm trying to see it as a perspective from the normal person, right? I think, me personally, I also have like a different experience, again, because I do have a privilege. I do know people, I do know Bravo celebrities, you know. I got invited to their parties, I went to watch Happens Live, you know, it was a little bit different, right? So like if I come here and sit down and just talk about pure 100% only my experience, I will tell you that it was amazing. I had the time of my life. I laughed. I met a lot of nice people. I took pictures with a bunch of you guys. We talked. It was really nice, you know, like, but for me, you know, it was really, really nice. I really enjoyed the whole experience in itself. But again, I did talk to a lot of people who don't have the same, you know, privilege that I had, right? And there were a lot of complaints that are very valid complaints. And I do believe that Bravo should have those complaints into considerations moving into the next BravoCon, which is going to be on supposedly in 2 years, in 2027. So I'm guessing prices will go up again, and people are gonna be like, okay, if you want me to pay, what are you gonna give me in return, right? At the end of the day, BravoCon should be more than just a panel of people and watching them, you know, talking the same. Especially, and this is also one of the big complaints that I got, was like, I'm paying all of this money, right? And I could just stay home and watch all of these panels from my house. Because a lot of the panels were, you know, they were shown live on Peacock, and then, you know, they stay there, so you can literally go and watch all BravoCon, right? So for someone who pay general, who pay, you know, like $600-700, right? and go to the panel of Salt Lake City and got, sit down super far away where you can barely see the ladies, well, you can just stay home and watch it from TV and it's the same thing, you know? So people were asking, so what is the point of really coming to BravoCon? So those kind of things you really have to like keep into consideration, because it does matter, you know? So, it's gonna be really up to you guys to make the most of it. I also talked to a lot of people who they understood that this is only because you're paying a lot doesn't mean that you're gonna get and hang out, one-on-one with absolutely every single Bravo celebrity, and they were like, look, I'm just here for the experience. I'm just here to, see kind of like up like close these people that I will never even, cross in my little town or in my city, or like we will never have that experience. So like the fact that I can just like breathe their same air is just more than enough for me, right? So and I get it. I get that also, So honestly, I think at the end of the day, BravoCon will be wherever you decided to do, because it's not going to be perfect, right? I think Bravo can still, I think there are things that, need to do better, especially for me with the VIP section, I feel that the VIP section should be VIP, I need to feel like I am paying double the price for something, that is going to give me a lot of more perks, so I will encourage them to like really make VIP better, the experience better, I got the sense that they sold way more VIP than last time, and you can feel that there was more people. Like the VIP was full of people, and I think that it's kind of like a big mistake, because again, one of the perks of the VIP was the fact that you were able to be around the Bravo celebrities, and it was very easy. And there is no worse feeling that having one Bravo celebrity surrounded by like hundreds of people and knowing that there is no way that you're gonna get anything across that, or I have to beg for a picture, and they are so like overwhelmed and busy, right? And that was not the idea. Like 2 years ago, yes, there were people on the VIP, but the Bravo celebrities will go there, and it didn't feel like that, it didn't feel like it was impossible, right? This year was a lot of people in the VIP, so kind of like beat the purpose of what a VIP actually is, right? A lot of people were like comparing it with BravoCon, the one that was in New York, I think like 3 years ago. And they will sell, general VIP, and then there was one special that was called super VIP, and people were like, I think I will prefer to pay for the super VIP, because that's what you want. You want to feel like your money is worth, right? So I will say, Bravo, work out with the VIP. I think the general experience, to me, it was not that bad. I think, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stages, so there was a lot to choose from, and the panels were very well organized, Yes, for me personally, I don't like the idea that, the panels were so many of them were happening at the same time, so then you feel yourself, like you have to choose. Either you choose this one, or you have to only go 10 minutes to this one, then run to the other stage and see what can you catch from the other one, which is already going to be full, so you don't even know what you're gonna see. So you get into all of that, right? I will say, why don't you like extend the hours, right? Or put one extra day, instead of 3 days, maybe be 4 days, something like that, where everyone will get to like actually see most of the panels, you know. Again, this is just talking me without really going into the logistics. Like putting, guys, you need to understand that putting something this big is like really, really, really hard, you know. But I think it could be possible, you know. I think, again, these people are paying a lot of money. You should be able to see everything, right? And to see everyone and to enjoy and really be a real Bravo celebrity. I feel that the whole point of the convention is that you can get the sense of getting to know these people, right? Bravo reality shows are so successful because people get so involved into these people's lives, right? We watch the shows religiously. We have been watching shows for 5, 10, 15, and 20 years, right? So we are very involved with these people, and we never get to talk to them, right? We never get to say hello. We never get to tell them how we feel. We think that we know them, but we really don't, you know. So we really try to like get into like all of this, you know. BravoCon should feel like your opportunity to really get close to these people, you know. And even for general, I get it. Not everyone is gonna be like getting like a 101, but it should feel like even if you get general, that you are able to like connect somehow with these people, right? And again, I think 2 years ago you will get more of that than this time around, you know. So that was pretty much, you know, like the experience of BravoCon in itself. I had a great time, you know. I'm gonna talk about my time now. I had an amazing time. I think that I got everything that I needed. There is like always there are pros and cons, you know. For me personally, I think the food thing was one of the things that I was like, damn, you know, like I was like, damn. But in general, you know, I think I talked to so many of, you know, my favorite Bravo celebrities. I got to spend some time with Kathy. I was with Marisol, Katie Janela. You know, I saw so many people. I spent some time with Lisa Barlow. I talked to wait, did I already say Marisol? Yeah, I think I did, right? Who else? I remember like Sutton. I don't know. I think like every day, because there are so many people, you know, Jesse, Schwartz. I don't know. You know, there was. If you watch my stories, I mean, you probably saw a bunch of pictures. Drusi Dora, Cynthia Bailey. Yeah, you know, like the general. I did a lot of things, you know, and I think I had an amazing time. I got invited to some exclusive parties, which, girl, are always so much fun. I get to know some people that I never met before. Like I get to spend some time with Kelly Farrell, with Kiarna, you know, from Potomac. They were actually very nice. I mean, some of them did not change my point of view on them, you know, but like, you know, it was nice to talk to them. But I was like, girl, no matter how nice you are never gonna change my position that you are not really a housewife. You know what I mean? Like if you watch my videos, like then you know, right? But anyways, Meredith Marks, you know, I mean, she was beautiful, and we have like a little bit of fun in there. You know, I think one of the things that also was very funny, I'm not gonna name names, but there was a lot of like content creators as myself, right? And you know, I actually have talked to many of them before on Instagram, right? And it is so funny to see some of them in person and they don't acknowledge you. And I was like, okay. You know, it was very weird. I know that we are not best friends because, I mean, that's not what we are, right? But I'm like, I know you, you know me, I know that you know me because we have talked before. Why are you acting like you are a real housewife? Like you are not one. You know what I mean? So I mean that part was like, and it was like a couple of them, you know, like I don't know if they think they are better than me or what it is, but it was like so weird, you know. They literally would not even say hello, and we could be like literally face to face. It was like the weirdest thing in the world. Look, I live in Los Angeles. I am not I know the whole fakeness. I know how it works, right? So I'm not gonna like, you know, say anything, but like it's like you know, okay, do you keep playing your little games, like I don't give a shit, right? And there was other content creators that, you know, we actually are friendly and we, you know, say hello, we hug each other. Look, I am not I am not, you know, here wanting to like, you know, be next to you all day and, you know, begging you to take me to all of your cool places. No, right? I'm just saying like say hello, you know. And there was cool content creators that were there, you know, and I'm gonna give a couple shout outs actually because they were really good, like Georgia from Georgia Says, and Zach, Peter, you know, they were very nice, you know. We talk it's even from like shit, I forgot his Faces by Bravo Face, I don't remember, but you know, like I think you know him. He's also like very nice. He's always very nice to me, you know. There were a lot of like really like content creators that are very nice, you know, and that's the only thing that you have to do. Say hi, hug, you know, talk a little bit, and then you continue with your day. But when you are in other person's face and you are not able to say hello, girl, you know. I have also some tea. I saw for the first time a content creator that I am not gonna say the name, but if you know, you know, that we had fallout, you know, quite some time now. And since that happened, we honestly never ever ever speak ever again. You know, I honestly went out of my way to block this person and absolutely everything because I didn't have any patience, you know, for this person anymore. And I saw him well, actually I saw him before on another party, but that time we did not acknowledge each other. But this is the first time that we had to acknowledge each other because he was basically forcing himself into my friends of, you know, into my group friend, you know. And then he was forced to like say hello to me, and probably the most fakest hello I have ever seen. But like it was very much like, okay, you know, girl, the amount of drama in this creator community is insane. Like the things that I could tell you about it, it's crazy, you know. But like you know, my thing is like I really don't hate anyone, you know. I really don't hate people that way. When there are these kind of fallouts, which to be very honest with you, I think I have only had one, and it's with this person. I only feel like sadness because I feel that when you decided to become a content creator as your career, you know, and you're taking this seriously, right? You should be you should be supporting, you know, all the other content creators, you know. I believe that there is a space on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram for absolutely everyone, you know. It's not like, oh, if you're following one person, then you are not allowed to follow anyone else. It doesn't work like that, you know. I mean, everyone can follow multiple people, right? So I'm like, you know, there should be a space for everyone, and we should celebrate each other, and we should celebrate each other's, you know, victories and help each other through like the hard times, right? So to see people, or to see someone going out of their way to lie on your name, and then when you get that one-on-one conversation, they try to gaslight you and manipulate you into like a bunch of shit that didn't happen, right? It's very sad. And I really look up to this person, right? And I honestly, in my mind, not right now, but like back in the day, I thought that there was a space for us to be friends, we have so many things in common, like starting with the fact that we love the same shows, or at least we used to, right? Because now this person is taking another route, right? But so I thought that there was going to be a little bit more of like a friendship, right? And supporting each other. But like when it doesn't happen, and then you realize what other content creators have been telling you about this person, and now it's happening to you. It's like you realize that there is evil in this world, like you realize that, oh yeah, there are people that will do that. For what reason? Because I'm not even a threat to you, right? So like, why would you do that, right? So like watching this person face to face, eye to eyes, and having to shake each other's hands, it was a little bit cathartic. It was kind of like, I realized that I am so forgiving that if this person will want to have a conversation with me, I will not say no. I will be like, okay, let's see what happened here. Let's see if there is accountability. Let's see if there is a way to move forward, right? Like, I am not a hateful person. I will never really hate someone, but I do have to protect myself, which I think protect my mental health, right? That's why I decided to like block him on everything, because I was like, I just don't want to see you anymore, because I just don't want to, right? But yeah, that happened. There was a little piece of like tea right there, I'm pretty sure that you guys want to know who it is, and I think if you are like an OG that have been with me for a long time, you probably know who I'm talking about. But yeah, but then we coming back to like the other content creators, like there were other content creators that we have been together socially in many other events. So who I am, and it is wild that I am literally in front of you and you are looking at me like, who are you and why are you talking to me? It's like, girl, is it jealousy because I'm creating a different relationship with Bravo that you are not? Like, what is going on over here? You know what I mean? So anyways, that happened. I think Bravo celebrities, I actually had an amazing time with everyone. I want to say there was only one. It was not a bad experience per se, because it's not like we have anything really in common. But I will say that it was wild. Kind of like almost the same thing that happened with the content creators, There is one Bravo celebrity that we have literally talked before, so she knows who I am multiple times, not just one. I actually, back in the day, asked her apologize to her, I'm sorry, because she told me that, she felt that I was talking badly about her, right? And that was years ago, when I realized that Bravo celebrities actually were like watching me. So, and I was like, oh, you know what? Like, whatever I said, I don't know exactly what really offended you, but like, let me apologize, because I'm just here to, yes, I have my opinion, but if that, like offended you, let me apologize. I'm so sorry, you know. And actually, her husband was also very, very nice and very understanding. And I actually, you know, talked to her husband a couple other times, separate, like apart on other occasions, you know. So like I kind of like I know that you know who I am, you know, and you also like you can see that she was like looking at me, you know, and basically probably in her head saying, ugh, this fucking guy, you know. But that was it, you know, like there was nothing like fights or anything, you know, but like yeah, like she did that. I'm like struggling into saying who this person is or not. So let's do a game. If you're watching this and you think that you know who I'm talking about, put it in the comments below. And if you got it, I'm gonna heart your comment, okay? So anyways, yes, that happened. Again, it was not like a bad experience, but like, you know, we saw each other like a couple times during BravoCon, and every single time I got that feeling that she was like, ugh, you know. And then I went into like, you know, these exclusive parties, you know, and she was there, and she's, I think in her mind was like, what is this fucking guy doing here, you know? But anyways, amazing experiences. Again, I had a great time with Kathy Hilton. I had an amazing time with Lisa Barlow. You know, Marisol Patton was so nice to me. And one of my favorites is Jesse Lally from the Valley. He is the sweetest guy ever. I saw him, I think, twice. The second time he was already a little bit lit, which is fun. But yeah, he was very nice, very, very nice. Craig Conover, I love Craig. Like, I just cannot explain it, but I love Craig, you know. And this was actually the first time that I saw him in person so close, and he's just so gorgeous. I love that guy, you know. And Andy Cohen, oh my god, I haven't been able to really meet him, like hello, you know. But I was on What Happens Live, and I was right there, like almost front row. And I have to say, I love Andy Cohen so much. Not only as the OG Bravo celebrity, but like as a man. He can do whatever the fuck he wants to me. Like, that guy, he is gorgeous. Like, beautiful, you know. Like, he is my whole pass, you know. Like, my husband's whole pass is Paul Rudd. Mine is Andy Cohen. Like, that man, girl. I'm just know that I am not his type whatsoever. But like, I'm like watching him so close, I was like so like starstruck, you know. I think I was like so that man is gorgeous, honestly, and I'm so impressed by him. That's why I love Bravo, you know. What else? I'm trying to think, you know, in general. The party, okay, one of the parties that I went was very like chill, you know, and like nothing really major happened, right? And I only went there for, I think I want to say probably an hour, because I was extremely exhausted and I have to wake up very early next day. But the other party, you know, all the Bravo celebrities usually stays at the Four Seasons, you know. So I was invited to the Four Seasons party. So I went over there, and a bunch of Bravo celebrities was in there. Luann de Lesseps was having the time of her life. I don't think she was drunk, but she was having the time of her life. She was laughing, she was dancing, she was flirting. Like, you can tell that Luann was really having a lot of fun. The Gorgas were there. The Gorgas was also having like a lot of fun. Melissa and Joe Gorga were really like giving into the whole party vibes, you know. Meredith Marks was there for a little bit, but she ended up leaving early. Lisa Barlow was also there for like a good amount of time. Who else? People from Southern Hospitality, from the Valley were there. Zach was there. Brittany was there. Sheena was there. What else? And then that's when I met Kelly Farrell from Atlanta. I met Kiarna from Potomac. Chef Ben was there. Who else? It was just like a lot of people, and a lot of people were like coming and going, and it was so fun. It was honestly, I think, the most fun that you could have at BravoCon, because it's this like very intimate spaces, and you get to say hello to absolutely everyone, right? So that was very, very nice. And we closed that place. Actually, me, my two friends, shout out to Natalie and Ashley, and Kiarna and Kelly Farrell, we were literally the last people to leave the party. Like, everyone had already left, and we were just like talking and like chilling for a little bit. And that was fun. Kelly Farrell, I have never met her. This was the first time. We talked for a little bit. I actually like Kelly as a housewife. I think she has a good thing to be a housewife, and we were talking. I was just like giving her advice. I was like, look, I have a PhD on Real Housewife. Like, I have watched this show for 20 years. So this is what you have to do. This is what you don't have to do, But I think she's very secure into who she is, as a woman, as a mom, as a housewife, So I was like, try to not be messy and too messy. I mean, we always want a messy housewife, but don't get into that super, super messiness, because it will fuck you over, And then there was Kiarna. I speak to her a little bit, but really not that much. Yeah. That's pretty much it, because, like, if you know, right? And that was pretty much it, guys. I think that was everything related to BravoCon. Again, I think BravoCon at the end of the day is what you made it. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's really good. I think it's an amazing experience. Will I come back next time? I think I will. Why not? I think I would. I think you guys probably will see me in 2027 back into BravoCon. And I hope to get to see every single one of you guys. So anyways, thank you for watching. If you went to BravoCon, let me know in the comments below. How do you feel? How do you felt? What do you like? What you didn't like? And I'll see you around. I love you guys. Don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See ya. Bye.